Coming from 4,000 square foot to 543 square feet has been absolutely refreshing. To be able to get rid of so many things that we never use has been absolutely amazing. We were spending so much of our time working on our yard, maintaining our home, doing all the typical things you do when you do have a larger home. And then living tiny has given us the opportunity to travel, see our friends, family, go to places that we've always wanted to go to. So welcome to our tiny home. I'm Pam. I would like to show you around. Once you pass through the front living space, you have a large hallway with a washer and dryer, full-size washer and dryer, which is tucked away from the rest of the main house. And then you have 2 bedrooms and a shared bathroom. One bedroom is about a 10 by 12, which was primarily the main bedroom with the plan. And then we ended up adding a second bedroom, which is a 12 by 12. What was so nice about this floor plan is that you feel like you've kind of got 2 separate living spaces. And when you're living tiny, your privacy sometimes gets neglected. And in this case, we feel like we've accomplished, really the ability to kind of step away if you want to just kind of go read a book or be by yourself for a few moments. So that piece really worked out beautifully for us. Yes, we are living at 543 square feet, tiny, but it feels larger than that. I think when you incorporate the added bedroom and then the outdoor space, it really feels like almost like a regular home. This house really defines more of a true mountain modern design because of the darker tones, the cedar elements that accent the home. From the outside, really coming to the inside, we really tried to keep that theme going. And the one of the biggest things that I truly love about this particular home is there's so many windows, which gives the sense that you are just kind of in a glass house, which we had seen on TV, watching European shows, and so many of the homes there were very open and had all this glass, and we were like, how could we get that in a tiny home? And this happened. This plan actually gives you the ability to come in through the kitchen, which to me makes it feel more like a house. But that was really important when I looked at the design and the floor plan of this one, that it did offer that. One of the other pieces that I really loved about this floor plan and home is its full-size kitchen. And in our case, that was really important. Not that I'm a gourmet cook, but I still like the feeling that it is like a true home. And in our case, we ended up doing the double-doored refrigerator with the pull-out freezer, so full size. Then we have the full-size stove and oven, microwave, and then we added a little toaster oven. In this particular one, I wanted the smaller dishwasher only because I do a lot of my dishwashing by hand, kind of old school, but I like that it doesn't take up as much space because it is just my husband and myself, so we don't need the extra room in the dishwasher. And then, of course, the sink is more not a farmhouse, but it's definitely extended size. And then having the Pfizer faucet, which is kind of an upgrade, I guess, when you look at tiny homes. Again, a must-have that I wanted in this home. When I look back in previous homes, we were in 4,000 square feet. Then we went to 2,000 square feet with a beach home that we had, and then moved to a much smaller tiny home, which was 400 square feet. And then now this one being 543. And when I look at the space that I had in the 4,000 square foot home, or even the 2,000 square foot home, this one, the home itself being so much smaller, I cook no differently. It still provides the same amount of space that I need to do it comfortably and to enjoy it. A few things that you have to modify when you go from that large of a home to something like this is mainly more your storage, including your pots and pans. Something that I would like to share is that we ended up doing the pots and pans that has the removable handles on them, so they're easy for stacking purposes, but they're commercial grade pots and pans. And, so little things like that helps you modify how you do cook and how you use your kitchen. Added the island that has ample of storage for pantry type items, cleaning supplies underneath the sink that like you would have in any typical kitchen. So I'm really getting the same return that I had in a larger home that I'm getting in a 543 square foot kitchen. So as we all look at coming from a larger home, going tiny, some of the things that you don't want to sacrifice and give up are the special pieces maybe that you've collected over the years or family heirlooms. And in our case, one of the examples was, for instance, I didn't necessarily have the space to put all of our dishes that were coming from another home, but things that I did not want to part with. But these were in my husband's family for generations. So versus taking up the added storage space, I actually incorporated that into the design aspect of the kitchen. So the plates coming into the kitchen, which kind of fit, the area of the home, and then I didn't have to part with them, but it also really tied everything together. One of the big things for us is we wanted more eating space. We omitted the island that was on the original part of the plan for this home, and we actually had an island brought in. And this island actually has the ability to expand out to a 4-seater dining table. And having the open concept from this kitchen into the living room, we have the space to be able to spread that out, which makes it really nice when you have friends and family over and you feel like that you're not cramped while you're sitting there having a nice meal together. The kitchen really gives you the sense that it's a true full-size kitchen, and with its added ceilings that's vaulted and then the open living room, it gives ample of space for cooking, having guests. So overall, just very pleased with the outcome. So the living room, I wanted this to be very casual, comfortable, loungy feeling. When I actually started kind of decorating and designing it out, I wanted the sofa to be kind of a tucked back into this little alcove, I guess you could say, sort of the built out, and which again allowed the open space into the floor to be able to kind of flow smoothly. This space was about 90 inches that I had to work with. And so I did a lot of research and a lot of shopping around for quite some time, trying to find the exact sofa that would fit into that little space. And thankfully I found it, and it worked beautifully. So it's our go-to spot for relaxing. And then what was important to us is that we had a true cabinet space. Thought about doing a fireplace, thought about some other alternatives, but I decided and landed on cabinet space under the TV because, again, in tiny, you want that added storage space, and so that provided that ability to do so. Again, in this room, it's about the windows, it's about the light coming in. We have this door that goes onto a covered porch, which gives you that added additional living space, which really works out great for ourselves and for when we have friends and family coming over. Going tiny for us, the deciding factor was really simplifying our life, giving us more opportunity to travel, see friends, family. That ultimately was our motivator. Going smaller doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice everything. It just means you need to change your lifestyle in terms of how you live, what you use, and what you can really get rid of. So in our case, we've never looked back. You can't explain the feeling that you get when you are able to just go, wow, what does my day look like today? What am I going to get to do today? And not feeling like, that something's hanging over you that's taken over your life. And another part with our situation in our community is it's a lifestyle. It is in a community. It's not out on private land. And so we have the luxury of having almost like a resort type living here. Events, for the residents. I mean, there's so much activity here if you want it. But then if you want your privacy and to stay tucked away reading a book, you have that as well. So the main part of the home that was actually brought in is a Clayton. The model itself is called Skyway. The main structure of it is 399 square feet without the add-on. They do a lot of different products, and they do some great product, but this one definitely is a little different because of its modern design. So we're very, very pleased with it. And then the additions to this home, our community actually provided us the contractor that did the add-on for us. And then he initially then was the person that built out our covered car parking, our shed, our fence for us, and then the decking around the outside of the home. So going from the 4,000 square foot to 2,000, let's say now to 543, many people ask us, how do you guys make it work? My husband and I have been together 27 years. And I'll have to say, when we were living in a much larger space, we still spent all of our time together in 2 or 3 rooms. Yes, we're married, but he's my best friend. And to us, it's a no-brainer. It works. And, not to say that tiny is for everyone, because it's not. However, if you have a healthy relationship and you love spending time together, and as long as you've got your own little nook to watch another show or to just break away and, read a book, having the outdoor space and having our additional bedroom has really provided that for us. As you transition from the kitchen living area, this is kind of the second part to the home. What's nice is that we've been able to supply a full-size washer and dryer with actually rather large hallway space, which again gives you the feeling that it is larger, which I really liked. And with this particular plan, the house itself included the front living room, kitchen, coming into a smaller hallway, and then the primary bedroom. So what we've added to this home is a 12 by 12 bedroom that you can access onto the open deck. And so until we get to that point, let me actually show you the bathroom. It is a full-size bathroom. We opted to go with a tub shower combo because I do occasionally like to have a bath versus a shower. So it's full size. One of the must-haves was finding a plan that either had a little linen closet or some form of storage in the bathroom. And in this particular plan, the linen little closet was a part of the plan. So I did not have to add that, which was really great. I did, however, change things out, and I did a medicine cabinet, which gives space for, of course, your toiletries. One more thing that I really like is the colors. We've kept the colors pretty much consistent throughout the home with the darker, rich tones tied in with the light walls, kind of giving it more of a modern farmhousey sort of, style, but then keeping with the wood beam ceilings. So again, to me, it just really keeps the whole design aspect consistent. So now you're in the added space of the home, which is the second bedroom. It is the 12 by 12 space that provides additional closet space. I've been able to add 2 chests in here, a little makeup area for myself. And again, it does have the access that takes you out onto the open deck or even onto the front porch if need be. What was really important adding this second bedroom was a couple different reasons. Sometimes we do get guests like we did during the holidays, and you want to be able to provide that if it's needed. But on occasion, because of sleep patterns, my husband and I sometimes have to kind of separate a little bit in what direction we go to get better sleep. And so having the 2 bedrooms really provided that for us. It's definitely more of a process when you take the initial main home that's brought in our case, and then you add the addition, whether it's going to be an office space or bedroom space, there's definitely requirements that has to be met. In our particular incident, we had our community that helps walk us through that process of what meets code, what the guidelines are, restrictions. Definitely, as I've done a lot of research through different areas, it can vary of what can be granted or approved versus sometimes what has to stay right within that 399, 400 square foot range to qualify to be a tiny home. This one, as I've mentioned several times, it's 543 square footage, but it still stays within the guidelines of what living here in North Carolina allows us to do. With us adding the room on, it was pre-authorized. So when the main part of the home was put in, the next phase of the building process was to add the second bedroom. So we went straight from the home being delivered to the second piece being added to then the outside additions that we've done. So it was pretty much turnkey. By the time we moved in, everything on the main part of the house was completed. So in this particular bedroom, dimension-wise, it's a 12 by 10, which is a relatively decent size for a tiny home. Some smaller that you'll find in some tiny homes. So this is pretty standard. I did do some reconfiguration with this one to have the two closets, which again has the little inset for the bedroom, which allowed, I think, a little better walk around space for the bed. It does have a nice window for lighting. Again, same tones on the trim out that equals the rest of the home. So overall, it's very comfortable. We were able to add a couple chests in this particular bedroom as well. So yeah, it really provides that wonderful second bedroom experience if you do need that space. Going tiny has been a life-changing experience for us. I feel freedom. I feel excited when I walk in the home because it has all the things that I wanted in a home that I wasn't finding. Being able to modify some of the changes, again, just added another layer of excitement and thrill to this experience. And so really from the beginning to the completion of this home has been flawless. Anyone that's considering going tiny, don't shut the door to the possibilities. There are so many options today going tiny that was not there years ago. And as time passes, you're finding more and more solutions for those that want to live off the grid, or those people that want to just put one on vacant land, or they want to be a part of a community. I really encourage you to really just do some research to see what's available to you and if it really would fit your lifestyle. Thank you everyone for coming and touring our tiny home that we love so much. I hope that you've been able to get some inspiration from some of the things that we've incorporated into our home, and wish you the best in your adventure in going tiny.